Welcome to Enchanted Moments podcast. I'm Monica.
I'm Spencer.
And today we're going to talk about Sabbats, which are the 8 Wheel of the Year celebrations on the pagan Wheel of the Year. So it is a beautiful piece of artwork here, which depicts not only each holiday and each celebration, but she also included the astrology in the middle and the elements in the very center. It's a beautiful piece. It was done by let me see what it says. Heart of the Earth. I'm so blind. Heart of the Earth Arts. She is on Fair, which you can buy wholesale. I don't know if you can buy retail from her. But it is a beautiful piece, and it comes in 2 different sizes. This is the large size, and there's a smaller size. So if you wanted to put the Wheel of the Year in your home, this would be a beautiful addition. It also comes as in a resin form Wheel of the Year plaque that I looked all over for this morning, and we don't have any, so I can't show you that. There are many, many things written on the pagan Wheel of the Year. This is the original book by Dan McCoy that I started with. There's Sabbats and Esbats, and then Llewellyn came out with this really interesting little collection of books. So each holiday has its own book, and it gives you everything from discussion about what the holiday stands for, what it's celebrated in other countries, how it's celebrated in other countries, and crafts, recipes, spells, rituals, everything you could possibly need to know about each holiday.
I'm just going to hold these up because we referenced them.
Yeah, this is an oldie but a goodie. First one I ever used. This is more recent.
It's by Sandra Kynes.
Mm-hmm. And then the Llewellyn's selection is by multiple authors.
Mm-hmm.
So the Wheel of the Year came about when the hunter-gatherers settled down and decided agriculture was the way to go. Before that, everything was done by moons.
Mm-hmm.
It was very goddess-centered, goddess-oriented. All the old figurines found from 40,000 years forward were goddess figures. We call them Venuses, Venus of Willendorf. Most of them are very large-breasted, large hips, have to do with fertility, giving birth. Anyway, so until they decided to grow things and stay in one place, everything was done by phases of the moon. When they settled down and became an agricultural society, this was brought into being mostly what we use today from the Celtic tradition. I'm sure that it was used in some way all over different traditions, but the one that has come down to us has been the Celtic, which the Celtic world area of influence was larger than the actual Roman Empire. Roman Empire was based on military and government. So everywhere they went, they installed military and government, and that's how they ruled society. The Celts had a bigger, broader influence over time, area-wise, but their contribution was not organization. It was spirituality and art. So when you talk about the Celts, they have a broader influence than the Roman Empire. However, it wasn't the kind of influence that we think about. It was a spiritual. When they moved into an area, they sort of just melded in with the group, and they added their art and spiritual beliefs, and then moved out and did more. So it was like calmer, I guess. I don't know. They probably conquered them in some way. We weren't there. The Romans, big on conquering. So the Wheel of the Year is divided into 4 sections. So the solstices are the winter solstice and the summer solstice. And the winter solstice is Yule, and it's usually between the 20th and 22nd of December. It is an astrological date. So when you look at your calendar, you have to look for actual date that Yule will take every year. Same with summer solstice. We're talking June 20, 21st, 22nd, depending on where it falls. This is called Litha. Then we have, dividing the other half of the year, is the equinoxes. So the autumn equinox is Mabon, and then the spring equinox is Ostara. So this is what formed Easter, when the Catholic Church, Roman Catholic Church, came in and tried to get everybody to believe their teachings. They sort of put their holidays near a pagan holiday so that it was an easier transition. So Ostara falls around the same time as Easter. The other holidays we have in here, and besides our visitor, creme brulee, is Imbolc. Imbolc is originally when the shamans, it's around February 2nd, it's when the shaman would go out into the world and try to read the signs of nature and decide whether the group had to save food because it was going to be a longer winter, or not worry about their food stores and just eat whatever they wanted and have a feast. We've replaced the shaman with a groundhog, and I'm not sure it's truly legit, but anyway, we've replaced that shaman with a groundhog. That's Imbolc.
In the store, we actually looked it up, and there's groundhogs all over the country. There's like a gator somewhere.
Oh my God.
There's so many different animals, and it's...
Whoever, I'm sure, knowing the Druidic ways, they read intestines, so they probably, murdered some animal and then read its intestines. So who knows? But that is exactly what happens on that day. Beltane is May 1st. It is a fire festival and one dedicated to fertility and growth. We crown Mary, May crowning on May 1st, which was their answer to not running out into the woods and procreating. So, but the pagan festival was male and female red and white ribbons, which we danced around a pole and went for all that. Lughnasadh is the reason we're talking about the Wheel of the Year today. Lughnasadh is also called Lammas, and it is the first harvest festival. That is on August 2nd this year. Then Samhain, which is the last harvest festival of the year. There's 3, Lughnasadh, Mabon, and Samhain. Samhain is also the end of the year. And the Halloween festivals that we use now originated with Samhain. They would put out carved turnips. They didn't have pumpkins. Those are native to the United States. And they would leave them 2 plates of food outside their house so that the spirits of their ancestors would be satisfied and not come in. I don't know what they did when they came in, but they didn't want them in. So that is end of October. So that is basically the Wheel of the Year. And it is all about planting, reaping, planting, resting. It's a definitely agriculturally based formula. So in Yule, we're asleep, the ground is asleep, we're checking to see if it's awakened, we plant at Ostara. Beltane, we take care of it, we water it, we have celebrations about fertility and growing. Then on Litha is the summer solstice. Lughnasadh is the first harvest festival. We're talking wheat, corn, things like that came in the first harvest festival. So in Lammas celebrations, we do bread, things like that. But it has, oh gosh, any kind of rituals you might want to do are done with grains, basically, as opposed to Mabon, which we tend to do with grapes. Samhain, it's the late harvest, so that. Here's the thing with the Wheel of the Year. Sabbats are celebrations, so each one has its own rituals that you can develop, spells, things that you might want to do. I tend not to do any spell work on a Sabbat. Sabbats are there for celebrations. It was the time when the communities got together and celebrated, had group things going on. Sometimes it was the only time in that 3-month period that they might see one another. So it was all about families getting together and celebrating. So with Sabbats, it's more important to do the honoring of Mother Earth cycles and having a party about it than doing any kind of spiritual work. So when we do celebrate Lammas Lughnasadh, that is what we do, we celebrate. Mm-hmm. So August 2nd is the day that you should be planning a first harvest festival celebration. If you're part of a group, then that's a great time for your group to get together and have a celebration. If you're a solitary practitioner, then I would say it's fine. You can have your own celebration. You don't have to be part of a group. When they had the old shop across the street, we did big Sabbath celebrations, and anybody could come who wanted to come. There was no structured group. We did not have a coven. So anyway, we did those big celebrations. She's just going to be star of the show again. Yeah. The Sabbats are considered holy and sacred times, but for fun and frivolity. So there shouldn't be any kinds of, down energy. These should be up energy kinds of celebrations. Even Samhain, which, is celebrating ancestors and the thinning of the veil so that you could get closer to the other side in the other world. It isn't a sad time. It's a time when we are embracing the fact that we have all these ancestors on the other side who are there helping us and guiding us. So that is the Sabbats and Wheel of the Year. Don't forget, August 2nd is coming up, and that is your Lammas celebration. And we hope that everyone has a great time. Mm-hmm. The next thing we're going to talk about in a bit, not today, are the Sabbats, in case that comes up when you're looking at Sabbat material. Sabbats are the full moons. And we're going to talk full moons and new moons, but Sabbats are celebrations of the 13 moons of the year. And we do have 13 full moons each year. Mm-hmm. We tend to think we have 12 because we have 12 months in the year, but actually we have 13 full moons. And this is a step back into the hunter-gatherer type of energy. And so these are times when we use moon cycles to do spiritual work. So we will talk about that. Mm-hmm. So we are hopeful that you have a wonderful Lammas celebration. Mm-hmm. Definitely come and see us if you're close by, and we can chat about it or have material that you can get about Lammas and any of the Wheel of the Year celebrations. And once in a while, we may try to do something, but it's been a challenge with COVID and trying to get back to normal after that, and it's just been a bit overwhelming to have big groups. Go forth, be in the light, love your life, love others, and have lots of joy.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.